Alright, the final problem of this homework for section 11.4, the product and the quotient rule. This is going to be problem number 67. So we're given a consumption function, and it takes the form of C equals 16 times the square root of I, which is income, plus 0.8 times the square root of I cubed, minus 0.2 times income over the square root of income plus 4. So for those of you that are completely not in the know about what this function represents, it basically is a macroeconomic function that looks at the behavior of household consumption with respect to the amount of disposable income in a household. The disposable income in a household is the income that households get minus taxes plus transfer payments, which are just money that the government gives back to households in the form of Social Security, unemployment, and the like. The derivative of this function with respect to income is the marginal propensity to consume, and that basically establishes how much a household is, on average, is spending on consumption with every extra dollar of income that they get. So the extra amount, exactly what I just said. Okay, so the problem wants us to figure out what is the marginal propensity to consume at a certain income level, which is income equals 36. And it also wants us to figure out what is the marginal propensity to save. The marginal propensity to save is 1 minus the marginal propensity to consume. So as far as the math goes, the marginal propensity to consume is the derivative of the consumption function with respect to income. So let's take this derivative, but first let's write this in a form that's a little bit easier to work with. So we have C equals 16 times I raised to the 1/2 plus 0.8 times I raised to the 3/2 minus 0.2 I. That's over I raised to the 1/2 plus 4. So now we're going to use the quotient rule to take the derivative in order to get the marginal propensity to consume. So dCdI, the marginal propensity to consume, is equal to the derivative of the top function, which is 1/2 times 16, so that's 8 times I raised to the negative 1/2 power, plus 0.8 times 2/3, which is 0.8 times 2/3, 0.53 times I raised to the, so we have 3/2. I don't know why I didn't write that properly, but now I did. 3/2 minus 1, which is 2/2, so we're left with 1/2, minus 0.2. And that's going to be times the function in the denominator, which is I raised to the 1/2 plus 4. Then we're going to subtract the derivative of the bottom function, which is 1/2 I raised to the negative 1/2 power. So I'm just continuing this line here because I've run out of room on my little piece of paper. Alright, so we got this term, the derivative of the bottom function times the top function, which is 16 I raised to the 1/2 plus 0.8 I raised to the 3/2 minus 0.2 I. That's going to be all over I raised to the 1/2 plus 4 squared. So now we're evaluating this dCdI at I equals 36. So if you plug in I equals 36, it's really a lot of work just to get to the answer. So I'm just going to give you the answer. I equals 36. This is problem number 67. So we roughly get 0.615. And so this is the marginal propensity to consume. So the marginal propensity to save is going to equal 1 minus 0.615, which is going to equal 0.395. And so what this basically represents is that $1 extra of income will result in households buying 62 cents worth of consumption goods and saving 38. Sorry, this is 38.5. So 38 cents of their income. I promise not to have a problem like this on the exam. I just want you to know that, because I don't want you to have to get lost in all this math, because it's really just unnecessary. It's like, it's mathematical acrobatics for its own sake, and it's unnecessary. So I won't ask you anything about the consumption function or the marginal propensity to consume or the marginal propensity to save, but it's good to know it, because if you're going to go into intermediate macro, you will deal with problems like this, but maybe they might not take this functional form. Thank you very much.